Greetings of peace and paradise, family. We're here with another of our wellness chats to help each one of us to address the various issues that we're facing. We're going to start with Sister Amelia. She's going to be tell us about her experience with the pandemic and COVID. Sister Amelia?
Yes, my name is Amelia Horton. I'll soon be 68 years old. I recently had COVID. My mom and I had COVID. I am diabetic. I didn't take the product while I had COVID because I wasn't sure. So after I tested negative, I started taking the product. And in the very first day, I had a reaction in my body which was positive, and I didn't believe it was the product. And I called my daughter and I told my daughter, I said, I can't believe it. So the very next day, I had a similar reaction. And after that, my blood sugar numbers dropped. I know we don't supposed to say any medical claims. My blood sugar numbers dropped. My sugar, when I say sugar, I was a sweet addict. I'm just telling you straight up. Chocolate, cookies, whatever, I had to have them. But it seems like since I've been on the product, and I've only been on the product now a little over 2 weeks, I don't crave those sugars. I don't crave those sweets. I'm even sleeping better. You know, I'm calmer. I'm not as well. I'm always excited, but I'm a little calmer now, and I'm more focused. You know, I have the energy because right after COVID, I definitely didn't have the energy. I was dragging, and with the product, wow, the energy came, and I'm just super excited. And I was only taking, really, I'm out of the detox, but I was only taking the detox, the daily detox, the Restore, and the Regenex. And I wasn't sure where to put the Regenex because I hadn't read it. So I told a friend, I said, I don't know if you're supposed to put it on your wrist or put it on the bottom of your butt. So anyway, later I found out exactly where you're supposed to put it. And I am so excited. I can't wait to start the other products. If I'm already feeling this good, I can't wait to start the Dream and the CBD oils and stuff like that. So I am just thankful for this opportunity, and Sister Z and Sister Grace and all. Just thank you for helping me and sharing this opportunity with me, because I would have missed it and I would still been, oh yeah, by the way.
Right.
In 5 days, I didn't take any of my pharmaceutical medications. And I just went to my holistic doctor on Monday, and she approves of what I'm taking. Yeah. And she was even helping me to share it with people. So I am super, super duper excited. So thank you for allowing me to share.
Wow. Thank you, Sister May. And that's why I love when people share their own story. But me sharing your story, I botched it all up. So now I know it better, because I would have sworn it was a little different. So that's cool. How much did you notice your numbers drop? Because mine dropped 150 points between a Friday and a Monday. How many points did yours drop with your sugars?
Well, let me put it like this. Normally in the mornings, even with medication, I would be in the 200s. I have been low as 121 ever since I've been on this product. Between 121 and the highest was 160. And trust me, the doctor wanted to put me on insulin. And I said, no, I'm not taking no insulin. I don't care how high my numbers were, but I was a little afraid, and my daughter was afraid as well, because my numbers continued to increase, but I was eating sweets and everything else too. You know, so now I don't crave the sugars and all, and I'm feeling much, much better. So I'm just looking to get better.
Yay.
You know,
yay,
so I can
yay.
be sexy beach now.
Go ahead. For the sake of helping on the side of kind of talking about why, right, things like this help to support the systems the way they do, Christy, can you kind of chime in to the beauty of the synergy of Daily Detox Plus, Restore, B Plus? Because we're seeing the same thing over and over again.
Are those specifically the products you'd like me to highlight? Just because I could talk about them all.
Well, I actually would like Daily Detox Plus, Restore, B Plus, Regen X CBD oil. So pretty much everything that comes in that builder kit, because that's what I have found to be most helpful for most people. It's either for them to get the builder kit or one of the ultimate kits, the diamond kit, because that's how they get the full synergy of everything. And a lot of people, they're looking for like this one product that does it all. And I always laugh. One thing didn't do it all to our bodies, and one thing doesn't do it all to get our bodies back. So I love that we have something that's super simple. We have a vehicle to help them to fund their wellness habits, so it doesn't even become an issue. And it's super simple. And we even have an app called Klarna for anybody who's price challenged, right? Money challenged. They have 4 equal payments they can make simply by downloading the Klarna app and putting the website in there. And then they can make 4 interest-free payments.
I love it. I love it. Yeah. And just a little bit of background about me, for those that don't know, I'm actually a nurse. I was a nurse for 12 years in a hospital setting. I worked in post neurosurgery. And as a nurse, I always felt like I was more or less treating the sick. And now I'm more preventing illness. And again, we don't make any healthcare claims here. I'm not saying this is going to cure or mitigate anyone, but Navon's product line really hits home on these 3 key areas: cleanse, restore, and protect. So I mentioned to sister earlier, we're not about patches or pills or lotions or potions or any of these gimmicky things that a lot of other companies have. Not saying anything negative about anyone else's thing, right? I think there are a lot of great network marketing companies out there, but our product line isn't about the gimmicks. It's really about getting the body back to the best ability that we have. And I don't know what everyone's background is, but I truly believe that our bodies were created perfectly by our creator. And that is what we're trying to get back to, because along the way, we've lost that, right? I actually recently read a study that said in the last 100 years, about 50% of the toxins that we're introduced to on a daily basis were introduced into our world. And that to me is scary, because so 100 years ago, we weren't 50% more. That's just insanity. A lot of that too is prescription medication. So even if you yourself aren't on certain prescriptions, they get into our water system, which then, I mean, if you remember 3rd grade science, that water cycle, so to speak, it evaporates into the clouds and then gets rained down onto our food, and it's in everyone's bodies. So even if you aren't taking prescription medication, or you don't use, pots and pans and things like that with Teflon or the non-stick things, BPAs, I mean, I could go on and on about all of the different things. That is my background as nursing, but I also am someone who's lost both her parents to preventable cancers. My dad smoked. We all know smoking causes cancer. My mom actually developed cancer from a product that she was using, baby powder, as an antiperspirant. So I very much am that person that will look at a label. I can dissect ingredients in personal care products and things like that. And I'm very mindful of the things that I'm using, but I also realize that we can't get away from everything. So I don't care if you're eating organic, if you're drinking filtered water, if you're using, safer products, so to speak, in your home and on your skin and on your body. There are things in our world that we cannot get away from, unfortunately. So that's what this product line is really all about, is helping our bodies get to the best that they can be with our detox, restore, and protect line. The first thing that I will mention is our Daily Detox Plus. It is a micronized clinoptilolite that has been activated. And this is the biggest component that I think people miss, because since our product has been out, there have been others who've tried to recreate what it is that we have. There are some other detox type products out there that are zeolite, but they are not the original, so to speak. And sometimes the original isn't always the best. In this case, it's not the case. Rick Deitch is our biochemist, and he actually created this product. If you don't know what zeolite is, it actually is formed from volcanic lava. When it meets water, it forms this honeycomb crystal-like structure, which attracts, like a magnet, VOCs, which are volatile organic compounds. If you don't know what those are, we could talk later, look them up. Heavy metals, toxin, mold, lime, all of the things that we wouldn't want in our system, pulls all of those things out, but it leaves all of the good. So it doesn't attract things like iron or magnesium or things that our bodies actually need to function. So for the longest time, this has actually been used in our world for a long time, and no one really even realized it. In fact, the Romans used to line their aqueducts with this, because they knew that when they did that, the water, right, that they didn't get sick anymore. So I don't think they quite knew the science behind it. But again, for the longest time, our biochemist has been trying to figure out a way that we could make this small enough where it could fit into the body to actually remove those things from our system. There are some detoxes that are, I'm not even going to say similar, that are zeolite type things, but they only clean the GI tract, or the particles are too big to actually enter the cells in our body. So Rick Deitch, again, made this product, and he made it micronized. So it's tiny, 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 small enough where it's still going to attract heavy metals and toxins and be able to pull those out and remove them from the body. but small enough where it can enter every cell in our body. It can pass the blood-brain barrier, and it's actually pulling out things from our system that we wouldn't want in there and leaving all of the good. So that is hands down the beginning of any health journey. I oftentimes say it's safe from womb to tomb, meaning anyone can use it, pregnant, nursing moms, all the way up until your last days. It doesn't really have any contraindications to any kind of medications. Of course, again, I'm a nurse, not a doctor, so I'm always going to say check with your doctor first. But the only thing that I've seen has been metal binding chemo medications. And we all know chemo, unfortunately, is a toxin in itself. So that the detox may try to pull out, and we just have you wait a few days if you're having to take chemotherapy drugs. But again, always just check with your doctor. But I've been here a year and a half, and I've yet to hear of any, contraindications. There shouldn't be any at all. Where I'm going with this is it's giving your body that nice clean slate. So as I talk about the other products, I want you to just think about the nutrition that you're eating, or any other great supplements that maybe you're taking vitamins from a different company, or, I don't know, whatever it is that you're doing, wherever you're at in your health journey, a clean slate is going to help those things work that much better. Even if you're having to take prescription medications, because the way the prescriptions are designed is to function in that perfect 7.8 pH, right? When prescription medications are formulated, they're designed to be in a perfect body. Most likely, if you're needing prescriptions, your body's not perfect, right? Like you got some stuff going on. So that to me was always interesting as well. So what it's doing is getting the body, again, nice clean slate. It's getting rid of toxins, heavy metals, mold, Lyme, all of those things. One of the things I will mention too is that oftentimes if your body does have an abundance of toxins in it, your body likes to encapsulate those things and hide them in brain matter, in bone, in muscle, in tissue, in areas that maybe aren't as active because it doesn't want it kind of free floating around. So other types of detoxes that aren't micronized and aren't activated aren't going to be able to pull those things out of your system the way that our Daily Detox Plus can. So that's very important as well. But anyway, so it's giving your body that nice clean slate. You urinate it out. So if you're thinking the word detox, like I thought detox, like you're going to be in the bathroom all day, or you won't be able to wear white pants. This is not one of those things. You'll be completely fine. Most people don't even realize that they're using it until they start having good benefits, meaning they have better mental clarity, better energy, better sleep, all different kinds of things. So what I mean by that is you're not going to be in the bathroom. You're not going to feel sick or, like the word detox in itself just sounds kind of daunting. It's not anything like that. You put the drops directly into your tongue, so it's easy to take and it's safe for everyone. So again, this is just really the base of any kind of health journey, in my opinion. Everyone needs to be taking it. I give it to my pets. My boys take it. My husband takes it. I take it. It's something that's very, very important. And it's something that I'll never, ever go without. I oftentimes joke if my house were on fire, I'd grab my kids and my dogs and get my Navon products too and run out the door because they're that good. I don't want to go without them because I have been without them and I know how I feel and it's not anywhere where I want to be. So anyway, that's the detox product. It is my favorite. It is what everyone should be on. If you're coming here for any of the other products, maybe you heard about our V Plus, and I'll talk about that here in a second, or our Restore product, whatever it is, you really need to be taking the detox as well, because it's going to help everything else work that much better. And it's also getting rid of the things in your system. Again, to go back to that prevention word that I used earlier, really preventing illness. One thing I oftentimes am very choosy with my words, but it also, will pull out viral particles. Now, I'm not saying this is a cure for anything that's going on in our world right now. Again, I'm not making claims here, but viruses need to duplicate in our systems in order to kind of take over our bodies and make us sick. If those particles are negatively charged and small, right, which is what the zeolite is attracted to. And I'm sorry, I'm using my hands a lot. I'm very animated today. I just realized if those viral particles, which most viruses are, it's going to pull those things out. And even though it won't prevent viruses from entering your body, it's going to help. And again, I'm being choosy with my words. It's going to help those things not duplicate in our system, which is again going to help us stay healthy. So there's that. Next is the Restore product. It's 92 different trace minerals naturally derived from phytoplankton and deep sea ocean water. I actually just shared an article on Facebook that I was reading earlier this morning. Phytoplankton is just phenomenal. So it has, again, 92 different trace minerals, things like iron, magnesium. I actually probably have one in my purse, all different kinds of things. I almost always have one in my purse. I'm not going to reach for it. I was going to read some of the minerals on there, but it's basically everything that we need in our system that we're not getting. And I was talking earlier, an apple a day is no longer an apple a day anymore. So even though we used to get our nutrition and our vitamins and our minerals from the foods that we ate, our foods have been depleted. Farming practices and just the world that we live in, unfortunately, doesn't have what we need. So we have to supplement those things. So that's what the Restore product really is all about, is putting the good back into our bodies so we can function properly. The other Restore product is our Regenexx product. This is in HGH, which stands for human growth hormone. It is not a synthetic human growth hormone. So don't think that we're putting, artificial steroids by any means. What it does is it encourages your pituitary gland to create more of your body's own HGH. Now, if you aren't familiar with HGH, again, it stands for human growth hormone, and it is the hormone in our body that makes us grow. Now, when we're in adolescence, right, we're growing bones and organs and in height, obviously. But when you get to be about 25-ish, you're no longer growing those things. So the HGH production in our body dramatically slows down. When you get to be about 30, I'm in my later 30s, but every morning it's like you wake up and you kind of look older than you did the day before, right? Like, it's like, where are all these lines and wrinkles and things coming? And I love that you said earlier that black don't crack, because this white Irish girl cracks. I have wrinkles everywhere, just being honest. So anyway, I was really happy about that product, but other things, and just the female in me, the vanity side of things, obviously we notice from the outside, but things on the inside are not working as well either. Obviously cell regeneration, that old saying that every 7 years you have new skin cells, so to speak. Well, those things are happening on a daily basis, not every 7 years. Those things can regenerate faster with more HGH. Sleep cycle, fat preservation, lean muscle mass, right? And I don't mean like a steroid, like a person with big, huge muscles like Meathead. And sorry for my, I don't know how else to explain that, right? But oftentimes when we get to be about 30, we'll store fat in certain areas. Maybe your exercise and your diet is the same, but all of a sudden, like, ladies, we get kind of those saggy arms, you know what I mean? And like, or we'll store fat in our hips and in those kind of areas. Men get that kind of beer belly. My husband has one. He doesn't even drink beer. So it's just the body composition, right? Those are all contributing factors to HGH. So when you're able to help your body create more HGH, you're helping all of those different things. Again, hair, skin, and nails are usually the outward appearances that you notice: lean muscle mass, less fat storage, but then also better sleep cycle, better energy, better focus, those kind of things. So that's the Regenexx product. And then moving right along into our CBD line. CBD is the third part of those three pillars that I talked about, and it's really the Protect line. This is something that we're not a CBD company. We're not, that's not our main focus by all means. We do see the benefit in CBD, and we want us to be able to offer that to our members. So there's a lot of companies that are trying to make gimmicky things, saying that their CBD is better because it's water soluble or it's whatever, right? You inhale this one and you whatever, like, that's not what we're about here. We're about science-based facts, and studies have shown that fat soluble carrier oils work best. So that's what our CBD tincture is. It's 2 ingredients. It's CBD. Naturally, our CBD is actually from industrial hemp, not from the marijuana plant. So there's none of the THC in it, which is very, very important, because I can feel safe knowing that my kids can use this. And then also any of my nursing friends or anybody that's in any kind of job that gets drug tested can be rest assured that they're not getting any of the ick. And I don't know how else to explain that. I'm sorry. I prefer no THC. There are some people that do want that, but that's not what we're about here. And there's also been a lot of studies that have shown THC in the body can actually cause inflammation. So none of those things, there's no THC in our CBD line. The tincture is the first one. 2 ingredients, again, MCT oil, fat soluble carrier oils help it stay in the body longer. And then the organic hemp, the CBD from organic hemp. The other one is our gummies, which are just a edible type thing. They taste delicious. All organic ingredients, and they are vegan. So there's no gelatin in them. If that's something that's important to you, it was to me, even though I'm not vegan, gelatin is not a good ingredient, and it's something that I prefer to stay away from. So again, really great ingredients of the gummies. There's a couple different flavors. They are delicious. Do not keep them within arm's reach, because you will eat more than you need. Just putting that out there, but my kids love them too. So it's a great way that, I keep them on the go or whatnot. And then the other 2 products, one is our Relieve Cream, which is a cream for sore muscles and joints and things like that. So this is going to help, it's like a pain rub without the icky smell, right? But it has MSM, vitamin B6, arnica, in addition to CBD in that product. So that's going to help with any kind of, like I said, bone or joint pain or any kind of muscle aches and pains and things like that. And then last but certainly not least is our Dream product. Now,
so am I even clear still, y'all?
You're choppy now.
Okay, forget it. Keep going. I'll shut up. The technology has spoken.
Technology is spoken. So the Dream product is something I wanted to talk about a little bit in depth. So Dream is actually, I think it's one of the most loved products here at Navan, because it's one of those things that you get the effects from the first time you use it. A lot of studies have shown that with CBD, you need consistent use for up to 2 weeks before you get the full benefits. Now, some people feel benefits from CBD right away. Others take a little bit longer, but studies have shown using it at least, consistently for 2 weeks will give you that kind of baseline as to where you can tell if you need to increase your dose, or maybe it's too much, or whatever it is. Where I'm going with this though is Dream. Most people, the first time they use Dream, they know they use Dream, right? So Dream is our sleep product. It has 500 milligrams in the whole entire bottle of CBD, in addition to 5 milligrams of melatonin per dose. And then there's other ingredients like what's in there? Melissa oil, chamomile, things that are going to help you kind of calm your mind, rest, and get a good restful night's sleep. Something I will mention too is, even if you're not getting a full 8 hours, so to speak, the rest that you are getting is actual REM sleep. So when you wake up, even if you for some reason only got 4 hours or 3, sometimes, I know us moms, it is what it is, right? You feel rested. And I can attribute that. I have a watch, an Apple Watch, right? And it actually tracks my sleep cycle. And on the nights that I use Dream, it'll show me that I'm in that deep REM sleep for however long it is that I'm sleeping, whether that be 2, 4, 6. Very rarely do I ever get 8 hours. I have 3 kids and a business and whatever. But if I did, right, it's really good deep sleep. So I wake up actually feeling rested. One of the reasons I wanted to just talk about this product is there are other sleep aids out there, but there's a lot of side effects that go along with those things. Sleep, actually 70%, which is crazy to me, 70% of people in the United States have trouble sleeping. And again, there's all different kinds of sleep aids out there, from, over-the-counter things to prescription medications. But with a lot of products, what you're doing is you're actually putting your body to sleep, right? So if for some reason, and this is me as a mom, if for some reason something were to happen and you needed to wake up, it'd be very difficult for you to do so. Ambien is one that I know a lot about. It's a sleep aid, and we use it in the hospital when I work night shift a lot, and people just don't come back from that. And I don't know how else to explain that. It can cause a lot of confusion. It can cause a lot of issues with your natural sleep cycle, to where the point where you're needing more and more and more and more. And even the sleep that you are getting, if you're asleep, please share my testimony of THC free. Okay, sister, sorry. Even if you are getting good sleep, you're needing more and more and more to be able to go to sleep. And unfortunately, there's a lot of scary stories out there of people using other sleep products and I mean, and I don't even mean to go into this, but not waking up or not having the desired results that they're wanting. So anyway, I just wanted to hit on that a little bit. There are other things that you can use for sleep. Like I said, there's prescription medications, there's things that you can get over the counter, but there's nothing really out there like CBD, or our body's own melatonin. Our bodies actually create these things on their own, but sometimes we just need a little boost. What I will say is, oftentimes with Dream, and I've noticed this with a lot of our members, people need less and less of it. So I just talked to you about how most medications you'll need more and more because your body builds up a tolerance. But with Dream, it's getting your body back into that sleep rhythm where you're going into REM and then you're waking up and you're actually needing less and less of that product. So for me, when I started using it, I was hesitant because that word dependent, and maybe that's a nurse thing, but I didn't want to be dependent on anything, right? I didn't want to have to use anything to sleep. But what I found was as I needed it, I didn't need as much by any means. And I don't take it every night now. I maybe a few times a month will actually use the Dream product, where in the beginning I needed quite more of it. So that's something I wanted to just hit home on real quick. And then sister, I know that there was a comment I wanted to see
where a couple of other members have said where they have had to use that they have sleep apnea and they have to wear that CPAP mask. And by using the Dream, they're able to stop using that and they're able to actually sleep well through the night, So that's another component of it.
That is actually, I was actually share this testimony. My husband was actually in the hospital. And I didn't share this with anyone, not anyone on our team even. My husband was in the hospital 2 weeks ago for about a week. He had to get some things done and he had to stay overnight for a couple nights. And he uses the Dream, and he uses some of our other products. Regenex obviously is one of them, and Detox and Restore. And while he was in the hospital, they didn't want him using anything that wasn't from the hospital. Well, obviously at the hospital, they don't have Dream in our products. He got the worst sleep. He used to actually have sleep apnea, and he has since not needed his machine anymore. And he doesn't snore. He doesn't have those periods where he's not breathing anymore. Truly. And I didn't put 2 and 2 together until I realized what had happened when he was in the hospital and didn't have these products. where he was, the nurses, because he was on a heart monitor, the nurses came in several times like, are you okay? What's going on? And I'm like, he doesn't do this at all at home. What's happening? And it's because he didn't have the things that he was using before to help him with that sleep cycle. So one thing in the chat here, I just wanted to make mention of the THC-free CBD tincture relieved stop C-section scar pain. Oh, that's a big one. 24/7 pain from C-section scars, and the relieve stop that. That's huge. Obviously, as a new mom, you don't want to take a whole lot of things, especially prescription medications or whatnot for pain, because you're probably nursing and things like that. I know a lot of women too who have very rough monthly cycles, that, you know, whether it be cysts or all different kinds of things, like, you know, with their womanly cycle. And I'm just trying to be vague here. I don't know if, you know, men are going to be watching this or whatnot, but that relief cream helps tremendously with those things as well, with cramping and things of that nature during that time of the month. So definitely that is a go-to for that. Absolutely. And then we do have a skincare line. I'll briefly just talk about that. It is a cleanser, a serum, and then a detoxifying mask. Oftentimes when we think about getting healthier, we'll oftentimes look at the inside first, which is great. Definitely where we all need to start. But our skin is our largest organ. We absorb so many different things from our skin. So if we're able to get rid of the toxins and things off our skin too, that's going to make a world of difference. So I'll just briefly go over that. Really, we're getting ingredients, peptides, and things of that nature. The best part, though, in my opinion, is what's not in it. There's no parabens, there's no triglycerin, no phthalates, no gluten or dairy or any of the things that you wouldn't necessarily want in skincare items, which was difficult for me, because it was either I was smashing bananas on my face or I was using products that had icky ingredients, and I wasn't okay with that. So again, just to go back to my personal preference, again, with my parents and the cancer and whatnot, I'm an ingredient label reader, and it was really hard for me to find a skincare that worked, that didn't have anything on my no list before the Ella line that we have here at Navant. So that was definitely very excited about that. My kids actually use it. I have 2 teenage boys who are starting to break out and get, you know, hormonal things, and they have their Ella line too, which is interesting. Okay. And then last but certainly not least is our V Plus. Our V Plus drink started out with the concept of being an energy drink. It is an energy drink. It is going to give you energy, but it's so much more than that. There is some caffeine in it from natural green coffee, but there is also a blend of herbs and all different kinds of ingredients that are going to help your body, again, be its best. So antiviral properties, anti-cancer properties. There's adaptogens, which, if you don't know what that is, it literally helps your body adapt to stressors in your environment. And I don't mean stress like traffic or whatever, like just things in our world that cause stress and inflammation and things like that in our body. So adaptogens and neurotropics. If you don't know what a neurotropic is, neurotropics are things that help your brain cognitively be able to focus. There are some neurotropics I would rather not be in my body. Things like Adderall, Ritalin, prescription medications that you would give to someone that maybe has ADD symptoms. There are also natural neurotropics. Caffeine in itself can be a neurotropic, but ours has an ingredient called Bacopa monari, in addition to ashwagandha, chaga mushroom, and some other things that are going to help your brain kind of turn on and tune in. That's the only way that I can explain it. I actually personally had.
Okay. I think we lost Christy for a little bit. Until we get her back, I hope you're all learning, because I mean that's just a whole lot of information to gather. And I guess when she gets back,
you speak more to the endocannabinoid system for CBD and the Region X, and just kind of take us into a deeper dive on that.
Okay. Well, we all have an endocannabinoid system, which is where the CBD lines are most effective. Those parts, that part of our brain, and we have various organs, it's throughout our body. So basically what that does when the CBD product is introduced into our system, it's helped us with things like appetite, mood, concentration, performance. I run out of all the adjectives to describe what, you know, fight or flight. It also helps with that part. That's a part of the endocannabinoid system. And so these products help us to, I'd say, experience our optimum self, because it's able, as you said, with the daily detox, to take out all of those chemicals, heavy metals that would affect those parts of our brains. And so with the addition of the CBD products, we're able to, as you said, have that balance, which usually for somebody with ADHD or anxiety or can't remember it, but you have those, mood swings where you're like either very happy or you're very depressed. Well, okay, I don't think we're getting Christy back because I wanted her to speak about the ADHD, the V plus. Several people have said that that helps them with their ADHD, along with the daily detox and the restore. So, those are other avenues that are open to us in this wonderful line of products. Get back to the person who invited you to this video so that you can learn more. We thank you again for joining us on another of our wellness chat. And until next time, peace.